All right, guys, it's time to go ahead and jump straight back into this. So we're going to get back into our Baseball Stars project here. It's just going to take me a second. There we go. As you can see, we have everything set up. We've got all the music going and all this stuff, and let's go have some fun. We're getting to the point where this is really going to be a lot of fun for us to play through. Sorry about that. I need to just grab up my notes really quick and know what I'm doing. So if you've missed it, we've got a pretty good team now. Linus is looking pretty strong. He's got quite a bit of prestige. Hopefully we can get a little bit more money. Lucy is probably good enough now to be back in the lineup. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to give this guy a name, because he's going to be one of our long-term players. So what we're going to try to do is we want to get guys like this, and girls as well, who have names to be built up so that they end up getting, prestige, and they end up being at least slightly better players. We also want to slowly replace some of the other players with people with better max numbers. I'm not sure if we want to keep the right field here or not. You let me know what you think with max of 72. That'll probably be one of the players that we get rid of sort of last. So yeah, we'll see if we can figure out exactly what we want to do. I'm looking as well at who we can put in here. So the second baseman was in the lineup, not the last game, but the game before. We probably want to put bat A1 in there, I think, is my guess. Second baseman was playing over in left field. So we'll go take a look and see what happens. And then the other thing, of course, is we did get another rookie last time. I haven't named her yet. We'll worry about naming her probably a little bit later on. This is another player who's going to need some prestige. We're going to need to get those batting stats up pretty soon, but she can play some defense for us. I'm not going to worry about it quite yet. We have a bunch of other things to worry about at the moment. We're 2-2 so far playing against the SNK Crushers. So we do need to make a couple of changes here. I think we want to have, that's right, we have Linus playing right field. Instead we'll have Linus playing shortstop. And we're going to have a player change. So we're not going to have this person play there. We're going to do bat A1, somebody who can actually hit. I think that this looks pretty good. Oh, no, that's right. I wanted to have Lucy potentially play instead of the catcher. That's kind of a controversial thing, but I think that she might be a little bit better. Let's just see what happens, and we can always change it if we end up having a lot of problems with this game. And here we go. So a little bit of sort of the inside baseball for the channel. Originally this morning I was going to play another game of Replay Baseball on the computer, which I know is not the most popular series in the world, but whatever. But the thing didn't work, so I'm waiting for to hear back from the company to see what I need to do to get this working. Hopefully that project doesn't end up sort of dying on the vine because of some technical glitch or whatever's going on. I know I've said this before, I'll say it again. As a Linux user, anything that's Windows connected really kind of drives me nuts. And is very, very frustrating if I'm looking at software that's made for Windows only, that then has a whole bunch of problems and glitches where I'm like, if you made it for compatible with more operating systems, we probably wouldn't have these, crazy issues that come up all the time. That's just my opinion. I'm not a computer, I'm not a software engineer. I've just been around these things for a lot of my life and know that I don't have any trust for Microsoft. Anyway, so there you go. Back here to the baseball action. Hopefully we can score a couple of runs here early and make this a quick game. But you know how it is. It's never quite the way you want. And I'm still trying to learn exactly what the strike zone is supposed to be in this game. Well, maybe I should move over closer to the plate than that. So that was a very unsuccessful first inning for us. Let's see if we can get back to hitting and if we can manage to win this game anyway. Somebody was telling me that the trick is, of course, to try to move the batter around left and right. That's much easier said than done. The problem with that here in this game is, especially at this level, is that you need to have a pitcher who's actually capable of throwing breaking stuff that goes both ways, which we don't have. It takes a while to get to the point where you can do stuff like that. So it's going to take a while for us to get things built up to the point where we have good breaking stuff going to both sides of the plate. the way that it is right now, this guy might be able to throw those types of breaking pitches. But if we have him throw to like the left side, you know, if he tries to jam this guy, the ball doesn't really have any spin on it at all. That was a bad decision by me. And so we're in trouble once again. All right, well, let's see what it is that we can do. Only one out. This is not what I was anticipating seeing here today, but it's all right. We got little pop-ups, so now there's 2 men out. There you go. And we got out of it. So we gave up 3 hits, and we looked pretty bad defensively in that inning, but it's okay. Here we go to the top of the second. Let's see if we can get something happening offensively. That's a little bit more like it. There's our second base hit, and this should probably be a pretty easy double. Yeah, good old baseball stars. It never ever changes. It's always the same type of thing. Of course, the game does become a lot harder when you play against better teams, but we want to make sure that we can crush the crushers first. This guy, Bat D1, I think is one of... Oh, come on, that's way inside. I think that Bat D1 is one of these players that we're probably going to move on from in the long term. I probably could have gone to third on that, and I would have had runners at second and third, but it's alright. See, I would have thought that would be called a strike, but apparently that's a ball, so... But that's a strike. Well, that was obviously a strike. It's over the plate. I don't think he got enough of that, but we'll see. No, he didn't. That's a great throw, so it's a good thing we didn't try to go to third. Alright, let's see how Lucy's doing. She only has a 3 for both of the hitting things, so, I don't know, we might not want to have her in there that long. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Or they'll just walk her. That would be ideal if they would do that. Yeah, walk the bases loaded. Alright. Probably shouldn't have swung at that, but it's alright. Charlie Brown will get the RBI. 2 of them. And winds up at second base for his trouble. How about that? This game rewards you if you play very aggressively. But you don't want to play too aggressively, otherwise you get thrown out on that. That's the one problem with hitting and running all the time. That's a pretty good movement, isn't it? Oh man. Came very, very close to beating that out. Alright. So we'll see what we do. If we start getting into this habit where we're winning games by a whole ton, I'll just focus on improving our prestige at the start so we can get more money from our wins. I think that's probably the best strategy. That worked pretty well, didn't it? Yeah, like I said, you can see that this right-handed pitcher, if he's facing a righty, we have a little bit of a difficult time getting the ball to curve just the way that we want. Loud out, no problem. And there we go. So that was pretty easy. We've got it, we're doing it. Slowly but surely, we're gonna make this work. We're gonna do a little bit better with every game. Jeez, man, I gave you your name and that's all you give me, huh? Yeah, there's nothing out there quite like these old NES baseball games. Oh, man. I mean, modern games aren't bad, but, you know, those of us who grew up, I think, in this era will always have a special place in our hearts for games like this. Even when kind of frustrating or, you know, crappy things happen. Wow, Manny's hitting 687. That's Manny being Manny. Alright, let's see if we can get him to chase this. Yep, that worked. Here's Jab. I love the name Jab. Good throw will get him, but that's not a good enough throw. Still is a pretty good throw, though, for a team at this level. There we go. No problem, but we do need to change pitchers. He's finally feeling that fatigue. That's the other thing we do need to work on, pitcher stamina, but it's going to take us a little while to get to that point. We want to make sure we get our prestige up first so we can get a little bit more money from all of the victories that we're going to have against the SNK Crushers. Alright, that's the way to play that one. I'm surprised they didn't go to second first, because they did have enough time to turn the double play. Kind of makes me feel bad to take Charlie out, too, since he is actually a pretty good hitter. Come on. Yeah. Aww. Good play. Alright, we'll put this pitcher in. All the pitchers have frowny faces. I'm not sure if that bodes well or not. I don't know, does this game have a morale system? Oh, whoa. What happened there? I thought it was throwing to first. So the problem with the strategy of trying to move the player around... I should have run instead. The problem with the strategy of trying to move the hitter around the box is that if they foul the ball off, it resets. So as long as they don't swing at those, you can make it work, but as soon as they swing and hit something, it resets everything. Yeah, they're doing the thing that they always do, which is where they take guys out in the middle of the order for some reason or other. Alright, well, at least that wasn't a home run. It could have been worse. But we're starting to get our lunch handed to us. And my guess is that this pitcher B is not a pitcher that we want to hold on to for the long term. Jeez. Trying to cut it off, but I can't seem to get my guys positioned right in front of where the throw's coming. I will say that the most frustrating thing, and we need to just change pitchers, I think that the most frustrating thing about this game, though, is really the fielding system. Because you get all of these... got him. You get all of these times where, like, you could cut the throw off if you were in the right place, but since you can't see where your fielder is, you can't get there. Anyway. As I've said before, especially with, like, you know, 8-bit baseball games, the right way to make these games is you need to zoom out when it comes to fielding. You need to give the player the ability to actually see what's happening. It also would help you with hitting, so you know if you can take the extra base or not, because you can see if the fielder is in the right place or not. So like with that, I don't know. Maybe the fielder is positioned right, maybe they're not. I know it's based, I think it's based on the luck rating, right? But, you know, I don't know what the internal calculations of the game are. And I know I've talked with a lot of people about games like, you know, Bases Loaded 3 and stuff like that. My problem with Bases Loaded 3 is that the fielding is set up so that you can't see where your fielder is. Oh, come on. You can't see where your fielder is, so when it comes to making plays like that, you have no idea where you're supposed to go. There's also, by the way, a very, very similar issue with Ken Griffey Jr. Presents Major League Baseball, which I've talked about it before. I know it's a really popular game. But, you know, if they had zoomed out like they did in Winning Run, if they had zoomed out in the first game like that, it would have been an even better game. It would have been a lot more playable. Well, we tied the score, so we are doing a little bit better, but we're still having a lot of the same problems that we've had in the past while we've been playing this game. And unfortunately, our drop pitch strategy is not working very well. Anyway, this pitcher is not going to last very long, I can tell you that. Probably should have been able to catch that. It's another example of a play where if I had been able to see where my fielder was, I would have been able to catch it. There you go. One of those unusual 3-4 double plays. Alright, so if you're wondering, if you're curious, if you haven't played this game or whatever, you're wondering how that works, all you have to do is sort of fake that you're going to go home, and the computer will always like throw the ball home, even if you were going to be out, you know, at the plate or whatever. The computer will always do that. And also, if you're more than halfway to make it to second base like we were there, oh shoot. The computer will always will always just let you have the base. We're just not fast enough. We're not fast enough for sacrifice flies, man. Ah, shoot. This is the other thing to know, which is that the computer, I think there are 2 outs, or is there 1 or 2 men out? No, there's only 1. That's why the computer did that. But you can get those infield hits by simply taking advantage of the fact that the computer doesn't know what to do in that situation. And we keep popping these up. We just don't have any power. Nobody has power on this team. Ah, that does it. Alright, well, we scored twice, and now we get to the better part of our bullpen. Yeah, that's one of those times where, like, if I knew the exact placement of my fielder, I probably could have caught that. It doesn't matter in the end, but there's a lot of that going on in this game. Second base 1. I thought we weren't going to have this guy start. Maybe I was incorrect. Maybe I understood wrong or something. I don't know. I probably made a mistake at some point in time. Alright. Oh yeah. Just got that one through the hole. Alright, well, we're looking okay. That wasn't okay. computer's got me kind of guessing where the pitch is going. Yep, just like magic, always works. Alright. Should do it, I think. No, we got lucky. Oh, man. Well, okay, that's not bad. We'll take it. We'll take the extra run. Jeez. All right. Got it set up again. Runners on second and third, just as usual. This, I think, is going to be the third out. Nope. Same thing again. You can see the pattern. 8-3 now. So that is, see, that is a strike after all. But if you hit a little bit harder, then it ends up being a ground out. You need to hit it just soft enough so that they can't get to it. I didn't know this guy had power like that. There we go. There we go. Now we can catch line drives. This pitcher is being hit pretty hard. Oh, it wasn't hit hard that time. Alright, let's see if we can get out of this. This is another one where if I try to curve the ball over to that side, it's just straight, it doesn't go anywhere. There we go. Alright. It'd be nice if we could get 5 or 6 runs and make this game end early, but I don't know if we'll be able to. Yeah, no luck there. Alright, well, at least I'm getting these guys to throw a lot of pitches. That's the key. I don't know if that would have actually been called a strike or not. Shouldn't have taken that. That'll do it. Hoping I can get another inning out of this guy, but we'll see what happens. This is another one of those where the computer's trying to put me between two fielders. It's yet another play where if we could see, like, you know, what we were doing, like, it would be a lot easier to field. shoot. And there's another one like that. Yeah, I think if you're able to actually cut the ball off in this game, I'm really impressed, because I can't seem to cut anything off. Alright, this guy better throw well. This is all we've got. You can see right there, it might have been kind of hard to see, but the way that he was running right after the ball was hit, the computer was like toying with the idea of not giving me control over that fielder, the second baseman. But in the end, we got out of it. They only have 3 runs on 15 hits. This has not been a pretty game, that's for sure. Oh, that was not only not pretty, that was downright ugly. Alright, so we're going to get to the bottom of the 9th here pretty soon. This is not going to be a long video, that's for sure. Well, I don't know. Maybe we will have something happen this inning. That was pretty good. Yeah, this is gonna hang up. All right, here we go. See, this is what we're worried about. This is also part of the sort of fun of this game and the strategy, which is, I mean, to avoid stuff like this, do you spend your money trying to improve your pitching? Is it better to improve your hitting? But as you can see, like, until you're to the point where you know for a fact that you can, like, completely demolish at least one of these teams every time out, you know, like, putting a whole bunch of money into prestige is not necessarily the right thing to do. However, in our case, I think that that's probably what we want to start doing here. Oh, it was only 32,000. That's actually a little bit less than it was last time. So I suppose what that means is that we should probably put some more money into our prestige, huh? So let's see what we want to do. This is what I, see, we didn't get a very good one from her. I do want to improve her hitting. Get some more prestige, alright. I would use the rest of our money. Is there a different approach that we have that might work? Let's see, 16,000 plus 8,000 is what, 24? Well, I suppose we could just do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's do that here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we'll probably have her start again. Her prestige is starting to get maxed out a little bit. That's kind of what we want to do. And that's going to be pretty much it. By the way, I think I mentioned this before, but like for pitchers, what you want to do is you always want, we don't have any money for this, but you always want to improve their prestige on their hitting page. Because in pitching ability, what you really want is you want stamina up as high as you can, and then yeah, you want to work on getting the other stuff up there. It's because they share the prestige between hitting and pitching ability. So it's kind of like a little kind of like secret thing you can do. Anyway, there you go. So no new players for us this time. But we won, and we did improve our players very, very slightly. So next time it should theoretically be a little bit easier for us to win. And, you know, the story continues. And hopefully next time we win, we get a little bit more money, not a little bit less money like we did this time around. But we'll see what happens. You never know. Anyway, have a great day. I'll talk with you later.